What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sweat and Iron. I am Graham, your host, and we are coming back at you with another Minisode, which means we are live on Facebook. I'm trying out something different here with my recording. Turning up the recording volume so I can sit back a little bit and relax, talk to my audience. I might need to get some sound absorption in here. I'm not particularly certain of that, but things are coming out okay, I think. Feedback says shows sounded pretty good. But as far as Facebook Live goes, maybe I'll just pick you guys up, hold you a little bit in my hands, and say, hey. Maybe not. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just put you back. I'll put you back down. We're getting too close. I was telling everybody on Facebook Live I'm wearing my Bob Ross shirt. I love Bob Ross. This particular shirt is of him holding a paintbrush and smiling because he was always smiling. He's a very happy guy, or was, and his hair is very fuzzy. The paintbrush is very fuzzy, and pretty much any dark spot on this shirt is fuzzy. It's felt, and I love feeling it. So, Bob Ross, awesome, love him. Unless Netflix took him down, he should be on Netflix, and you can watch all his stuff on there. Anyway, so back to the show. Welcome back to Sweat and Iron, Minisode number. I don't know what we're on. Are we on number 7, or are we on number 6? Uncertain at this time. We are. I've lost track. Oh, we're on number 7, man. We're on number 7. And we have over 30 episodes recorded right now. That's right, over 30. I've actually got about 32, 33, something like that. And I was just thinking to myself in the car on the way home on Friday, I might run out of stuff to record because I've been saying on here, I would love for people to reach out. I've been trying to reach out to other people, yada, yada, yada. And magically, my wonderful wife went on Facebook and reached out to a number of people who said, hey, yeah, I'll do the podcast. I'll get on the podcast and talk to you about a number of things. So there's that. And I'm very excited about that because, let's see, recently I talked to Allie about CrossFit. I'm going to be posting the episode of John up in Canada talking about announcing for wrestling. That was a very fun episode because it was a flashback memory to my childhood and just about everybody's childhood and wrestling. And following up to that one, I'm going to be posting an episode with my friend. I'd like to call him a friend. We talk occasionally, joke around on Facebook now. Jason Streets is his stage name in wrestling. He's down in Louisiana and he wrestles down there. And he was a very fun interview to do because I've never actually taken time to talk to a professional wrestler. And this gave me a different outlook on what they do, why they do it, what keeps them going. And a lot of that is seeing kids smile, seeing adults smile, hearing them cheer you on, and the pump from going to the gym overall, just getting jacked, going on the stage and showing off the goods, right? But his story is a great story, one of redemption, and it's an ongoing story of redemption because he still has a lot to go in his lifetime, and he has a lot to build upon. I just loved interviewing him, and I'd like to catch up with him another time, see how he's doing down the road, and let's see, what's today? Today is Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. I'll be interviewing Aaron Aguilera out in California, who wrestled for a brief moment in his life out in California, was in WWE, did some Japanese wrestling, and now he's a family man. So that'll be a nice arc in the storyline of wrestling, of announcing to currently doing it to I'm done doing it, and now I just occasionally do special audiences for people, goes to special events, gets paid to do things, but spends time with his family. I also have a roller derby themed coming up because there's a couple of people I know who do roller derby, and it'll be interesting to get the input of two different ladies who do roller derby. I don't know much about roller derby, except whenever I think of roller derby, I think of James Caan in, what was that, Rollerball, or what was, I'm going to have to look that up now, because it was a movie back in the 70s or 80s, James Caan films, and it was a very famous film, that Rollerball. Here it is. Yeah, all right, let me tell you why I think of this. It's a science fiction film. Anytime I think of roller derby, I think of this film. Team captain, veteran star of Houston Rollerball team, has become the sport's most recognizable talent player. He wants him to retire. He offers him rollerballs, a lavish retirement package if Jonathan makes the announcement during the special. Okay, so let's see what the movie's actually about, right? It's actually based upon a short story. Wow. Okay. Anyways, it's a science fiction skater movie that it's a weird plot, but it worked for its time back in 1975. I think of this because it's like Gladiator meets roller skating, which is kind of what rollerball is, isn't it? I mean, rollerball, to me, you go around in a circle and you just bash anybody who's in your way, right? So roller derby is like that in my mind. You put on the pads, helmet, you just go around, you just get out of my way. I actually know a guy down in Indiana who does a lot of photo shoots for roller derby down there. So I know of roller derby. I've just never been into it, but it'd be very fun to interview someone who does it and get their input on just the sport in general, what it takes to be good in the sport. I'm going to guess that those people also need to go to the gym to build up their leg muscles, because you're doing a lot of stability, just like it's like ice skating, right? Because you're on, instead of being on blades on ice, you are on wheels, and you have to control your body based upon what your legs are doing, right? And a lot of your power will be coming from your legs. So anyways, let's see, what else do I got lined up? I have an interview lined up with a person who I've gotten to know over the past 6 to 8 months, and we're going to be discussing anorexia and body dysmorphia, which is something that you can't really tell by looking at somebody. You can't tell that they have it, and unless they open up about it, you just don't know. I didn't even know this person had it until I think it was Larry was the one who reached out to them and said, "Hey, do you want to talk about what you got going on with this?" And she said, "Yeah, I've got an eating disorder. I've got this going on, and I do RP." And I was like, "Well, yeah, we could talk about RP, but what? You have an eating disorder? What is it?" And before I did this podcast, I was very, very not wanting to get into people's personal stuff. Not that I like to get into personal stuff, but before this podcast, I didn't really want to ask questions when it came to stuff like that. But now, because of this podcast and because I'm so used to talking to people, it's gotten easier for me to say to somebody, "Hey, could I talk to you about this on my show?" And really, I mean, it's a 50-50. They either say yes or no. And if they say no, it's not the end of the world. I move on. And yeah, I'm taking these headphones off because I already know my sound volume. So I preferred the podcast last time without the headphones. It felt so natural. So we're going to do it without. All right, so that's actually this weekend, and unless Larry stands me up one more time, that's right, Larry, I'm talking to you. Unless Larry stands me up again, we're going to do another interview this weekend where we're going to be discussing a murder. Now, by no means am I saying that this is going to be a murder podcast, but I am tying murder together with working out in the gym. It's going to be great. I'm going to make it work because it's going to show, all right, this is how you don't get murdered. This is what, and it also will tell history of gyms. So it'll tell you a little bit of history about Americana. We'll talk about bodybuilding. We'll talk about what it was like back then for men and women in the gym. We'll talk about possibly what it was like to lift weights, do cocaine, and some other stuff, and how police officers would go to the gym too and work out with criminals. So this will be a fun podcast episode. By far, it'll be one of the funnier ones, I think, because between myself and Larry, we just have this great comedy duo. Between the two of us, I love the man. I love talking to him. I love what we have. Oh God, I sound gay, don't I? But it's okay. Embrace the gayness, because this will probably be a WAV file or MP3 that'll be on repeat somewhere. But I'm gay for Larry, so there you go. All right, onward to what else do I have? Rob Best, I got to reach out to him. I put him on my calendar for 2 backup dates because he's been training for a competition that happened this past weekend for MMA. And let's see, what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's Tuesday. It's already been a long week for me because of work. Not that I got to get into personal life stuff, but it's just been bananas at work from the moment I come in to the moment I leave. It's just, I'm basically working 2 jobs at once right now, which puts kind of one of those strains on, do I want to go to the gym after work? Do I not? And I got to really push myself to go to the gym after work sometimes, which just goes to show you that for a guy who goes 4 to 5 times a week, I really got to push myself to do the 4 to 5 times a week. It's not just, woo, going to the gym. No, there's days that I leave work and I'm just like, ugh, do I really want to go? Because the other thing you got to think about is I've got a long commute on the way home. I've got plenty of gyms on the way home from work, but I want to use the gym that's right near my house. So that way I can drive to the gym, work out, and I'm 7 minutes from my house. Boom. I can eat, I can shower, relax, stretch some more, and then go to bed. But I've toyed with the idea of using gyms closer to work, but then I got to deal with, okay, I just worked out, and now I'm going to sit for an hour to an hour and a half in the car. I don't like that idea, because then I'm going to get all stiff and feel like crap by the time I get home. I'd rather work out, come home, stretch, eat, shower, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, there's my little venting session about work. I only have a little bit longer to do this, and then I've got my new work partner starting, so I'm really excited about that. She's starting in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from yesterday, actually. So that'll be fun. And then after that, I don't know when, but I'll have 2 more people because my department is growing. It is growing. And yeah, so anyways, so let's see what else. Today is Fat Tuesday, everybody. Fat Tuesday. So if you have any goals, if you're sticking to them, phenomenal, people. If you're sticking to your calories for today, I want to give you an applause. Give yourself a pat on the back. And remember, I am looking at you because I'm looking in the camera right now and I'm saying, you guys rock. Because today I had about 4 or 5 punch keys. I'm not kidding. I really did. I overdid it today. I felt like shit afterwards, but I kid you not, after every single one, I was going, that's good. Because it's Fat Tuesday, and what makes Fat Tuesday amazing where I work is everybody orders punch keys. What's a punch key? It is P-A-C-Z-K-I punch key. It's really weird. It's a Polish word, and it's pronounced with an N, even though there's no N in it. It's basically a giant Polish donut. It's fried dough, and you can stuff it with stuff, and then you put powdered sugar on it, or some sort of sugar. But let's see, what did we have today? If you guys, by the way, if you guys are hungry, don't listen to this. Skip ahead about 30 to 45 seconds because I'm about to describe whatever I just ate today. One was, here we go, apple cinnamon sugar donut. It had apple chunks inside with cinnamon sugar on the outside. I had another one that was Bavarian cream with chocolate on top. I had another one that was fudge filled. I had another one that was lemon filled. I had another one that was strawberry filled. And I had another one that was blueberry filled. I think that was it. Maybe. And then I had a regular one that had nothing in it, because those were the authentic ones made by somebody who, somebody's aunt. She's got this huge, she's part of this big Polish family. The other one was made at a bakery. Anyways, they brought them in at work. It was part of employee satisfaction, boost the ratings for employees. And I said, thumbs up, man. Thumbs up, ladies. You did great. I'm pretty sure you just bought the hearts of many employees with these punchkis. All right, so yeah, I totally went off the rails with my calories today, but I figured it's Fat Tuesday, and I'm just going back to the calories tomorrow and yada, yada, yada. I just decided to enjoy myself for the day because I know that my calories are going to be fine for the rest of the week, and it's the only day during the week that I'm going to be doing that. Let's see, what else do I got going on? I don't really have much else going on. I mean, the scale is still going down. Oh, I had this guy. Okay, so if there's one thing that I really can't stand, I'm going to go into this with Larry and Josh in an episode later on. It is a combination of online bullying with just douchebagness on the internet. You could call yourself amazing. You can set goals and you can show it off to the world that you are physically fit. You have a body fat percentage of probably 8 to 10%. You look amazing, but you come across as a complete dick when you tell somebody that what they're posting online is a false claim and that they don't believe, or that they're promoting something that isn't true. And by that I mean I was posting a screenshot of the Coach Delta program on my Instagram, and I accidentally cut off the body fat percent count on it, which is on the far right. So I posted it saying, here's my fat loss progress. And then this guy comes along and he said something along the lines of, why do you call it your body fat loss update? You don't have your body fat loss on there. And I said, well, I accidentally got cut off. I'll make sure to update it later, or I'll put my next update, I'll include it, but somehow it got cut off when I did the screenshot. Well, he kept harassing me. This kept going for like 5-10 minutes, and I was playing along with it because I'm like, okay, this guy's clearly trolling me. So I was just like, all right, okay, all right. And then finally I just blocked him and ignored him, and I took down the post and reposted the photo with body fat percentage in it. And I just don't understand why people are out there to, if he wasn't trolling me, fine. If he was going about it to say, hey, dude, I think that you're just promoting the wrong image here. Maybe you need to fix this. I tried to tell him I did not mean to promote false image and or false idea that the body fat was cut off. And he kept nagging me about it. Now, I talked to Connie about it, and it was either one of two things. Either he was trolling me, or two, he was trying to promote an alert. He was alerting me of what I was doing and that it was wrong, and he was doing it in a douchebag way. So I know there's douchebags out there, and there's going to be an episode coming up where Josh and Larry and myself just make fun of you all, because we know you're out there. We know you love feeling the way you do by saying the things you say and making people feel the way they feel. But I lost my temper for about 5 seconds, and then I thought, no, this is the internet. I can block you. And I did that. It felt great. But then I decided, no, I'm gonna use this to fuel the fire of what Affinity stands for and what I stand for, and that is that we are about what we stand for. Okay, so I'm sorry that I was at a store when you messaged me and told me that my image on Instagram was false and I couldn't fix it right then and there, and I'd wait to come home, but I did. So fuck you. All right, so onward. Larry and David and Josh episode, I'll be posting that. It'll probably be a bonus episode, or it could be a weekly episode. I'm not certain, but Larry, if you listen to this, I hope that you are laughing your ass off, because it is coming. And Josh, you too. Josh has reached out to me, and he said that he wants to do a golf episode. I'm trying to figure out how to tie golf into this podcast, because it's a sport, but I can't really talk about golf for 45 minutes, but knowing Josh, he has an alternate agenda where he'll talk about golf and then his balls. And then, yeah. Is that you that, did you just log on? Somebody logged on. Oh, Mara logged on. Yeah, Mara, usually you follow me on Instagram, but I am on Facebook. I didn't do Instagram live this time. Anyways, Connie just walked in. I was asking her if she was on Facebook, but she wasn't, because she just got out of the shower. That's right. She just got out of the shower, everybody. What's up? Mara, we were talking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and my hands were doing this while we were talking. Pow, 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 pow. Mac style. No, I'm kidding. We were making fun of douchebaggery on the internet. And I was talking about how Josh, myself, and Larry have an episode coming up. So there you go. All right. Alrighty. Oh, I'm trying to get Patrick on the podcast again. I really want to talk to Patrick. I'm reaching out to people to see if they want some questions answered by him, because right now I have a topic in mind, and I would like to use that topic to fuel some questions that some people I know have. And I just want to bring him back on, because I want to get some Southern accent going on here, and he's got a great Southern accent. Boo. I don't know what boo's for. Is boo because Connie came out of the shower, or is boo because I lied to you and I said it's not about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Can't tell, because there's always a delay in Facebook Live. All right, guys, this podcast episode will be coming here to an end here. But I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who has reached out to me, who has reached out to Connie, who has set up interviews with me. Amanda LaFleur, if you are out there somewhere, I know that you can hear me, and you will set up another interview with me, and we will conquer whatever it is we're going to talk about. I got to think about it, but it'll happen. Yeah, but I'd really like to talk to Mara about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If she wants to be on the show, she can be on the show. Problem is, I don't think she talks, though. I think she types. She's not a talker. She's a typer. She's a typist. She's a typist. That's right. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do a more live, in real time episode of us talking and typing. I'll talk, you type. Unless you really want to be on the show. Maybe. You hate your voice. Okay. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have you talk to somebody. Here's a great idea. We will do with this interaction, we'll have a middle person. You talk to that person, and then they talk to me. And then I talk to the podcast, and then I talk to that person. And this is how the conversation will go, because we'll hear the other person's voice and not yours. Or we could just do the typing. Your call. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, everybody. Close combat, all about the grappling, all about staying in close quarters so the person doesn't get a real big punch on you. That's right. I did my homework. I watched a bunch of videos this past weekend on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and found out that the best kind of fight is the one where you don't have to fight. And it's the one where you come out unscathed because you're able to come around, get on the other person, and just basically your body turns into a pretzel and you get them all wrapped up and then you just pound on their head and next thing you know they're out cold. Am I right? I think I'm right. Anyways, so she's probably over there laughing going, yeah, it sounds about right, but a pretzel? Come on, man. There's probably technical terms than more technical terms than a pretzel. All right, I'm rambling here, but yeah, so I want to thank everybody who's reached out because a lot of you guys, without you, this show would not be what it is, and that is more than me. And that's what I want the show to be all about. I want it to be more than me. I want it to be all about you guys learning. I want it to be about you guys asking questions. I'd like to be that person that's able to connect the dots for you by getting people on here and making that happen. Hey, Jen. Canadians are on, everybody. The Canadians are here. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess this is the last part of the show where I'm just going to say thank you. And if you want to be on the show, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find my wife. You can find the Sweat and Iron podcast nutrition group and leave a comment on there. You can, let's see, what else can you do? You can find me on Instagram, Sweat and Iron. You planted a flag on Facebook Live, the Canadian flag, the Maple Leafs. That's awesome. Let's see. So, yeah, Sweat and Iron Fit, the podcast group page. I'm sorry, not group page. So find me on there, post something on there. I will get back to you. I'm pretty good about responding. You can, I don't know, what's another way that they can get a hold of me? You find a way. I have a Twitter account on there, out there somewhere for Sweat and Iron. It mainly acts as like a sort of like a bot program. It just every time I upload an episode, it automatically posts on Twitter. So I guess if you find me on Twitter, follow me on there. There's so many ways to follow the show. It's unbelievable. Also, real quick, before I end the show, I just want to say, if you haven't done so yet, this is the annoying part that I'm going to say, find me on Apple Podcasts. Find Sweat and Iron Fitness and Nutrition Podcast and give it some star ratings to boost it up a little bit, get the attention of some other people. And if you want to help me out a lot, find my podcast on whatever platform you use, share it with whoever you want to share it with. There's a multitude of episodes posted now. If you haven't heard, if you're tuning in on Facebook Live, you know, I've got over 30 episodes posted now, or I will have over 30 episodes posted. And there is pretty much going to be an episode for anybody. So whether you are into wrestling, whether you are into roller derby, whether you are into CrossFit, whether you're into Olympic weightlifting, you know, I've got so many fat loss journey stories that should ring a bell with so many different people. People will hear it and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going through the same struggle. Oh my gosh, that was me 8 years ago. Oh my gosh, you know, all this stuff." You know, there's somebody out there that is going through the same thing that either you've gone through or are going through, and that's what makes this show so much fun to do. Is to hear that somebody else had that going on. Or one thing that I really enjoy hearing on Facebook lately is, "Oh my gosh, I heard that and I had no idea that they went through that." And it was so powerful to hear that message. And, you know, and what it does is it brings support, it brings networking, it makes people closer together in corny ways and yada, yada, yada. So, anyways, it's late I'm tired. I have to be up early in the morning. And then I have Friday off because that's how I roll, people. Peeps. My amigos. All right. So for the rest of you, thanks for tuning in. And hope you enjoyed this minisode. I look forward to sharing the episode of John and his announcing of wrestling coming up. And that's just part 1 of the 3-part wrestling series I am doing. So until next time, people, you keep setting your goals and you keep at it.